Now at AV Pop Culture, we love all kinds of movies and we love them all the time. So today, we are here to celebrate the top 10 raunchy comedies that defined the 1980s. This is my decade, I am partial to it, and the movies here didn't just push the envelope, they shredded it, taped it back up, and sold it at the video store. So grab your Walkman, hide the tape from your parents, and let's dive into the movies that made the 80s filthy, funny, and unforgettable. Pop that tape in, I got you, let's go do this. Alright, so 10 raunchy comedies that defined the 1980s. This isn't the hidden gems. This isn't some of the deeper cuts. These are the headliners. These are the ones synonymous with the 80s and walk that line from some serious raunchiness and some serious heart and serious fun. So let's jump right into the list with number 10. We're going to 1984 with Hardbodies. If you took Fast Times at Ridgemont High and moved it to the beach and got even a little dirtier, you would get Hardbodies. You have three middle-aged guys who rent a beach house and hire a young stud to teach them how to pick up women, and yes, it is exactly as sleazy and sunny and fun as it sounds. It's pure VHS, late night, Friday night, Saturday night, sex comedy energy with bikinis, beer, one-liners that feel like they were written on a napkin after somebody had, half a keg or something. But what makes Hardbodies work is how shameless it really is. It knows it's trashy. It knows it's silly, ridiculous, and fun, and it embraces that. And somehow, it still ends up very charming. It's like a summer vacation for your inner 16-year-old. Hardbodies is a classic. It is part of 80s culture. It is all over that movie. That's why it comes in at number 10. Now, at number 9 on this list, we are also in 1984 for Hot Dog, the movie. You cannot talk 80s raunchiness without some ski slopes. There were a lot of those, and Hot Dog, the movie, is definitely a ski sex comedy, a genre that somehow not only existed, but spawned other subgenres and had a lot of movies, really. It's got wild party scenes, hilarious wipeouts, a Chad versus underdog style rivalry, of course, and the legendary Chinese downhill finale that every 80s bro quoted for years. It's full of nudity, and I mean a lot of it. Slapstick and carefree. We made this thing for fun. Energy is what is all over this. If Caddyshack was golf and Hardbodies was the beach, Hot Dog is winter in 80s neon without very many clothes. It comes in at number 9. Now, at number 8, we go to one of my all-time favorites. It's 1985's Mischief. This one's actually pretty sweet, and it has a heck of a cast. It's almost like American Graffiti with way more sex and nudity, but Mischief is about a shy 1950s teenager who gets taken under the wing of a local bad boy who moves into town, kind of greaser, cool guy, and he teaches him about the whole art of rebellion, romance, and female anatomy. So it's nostalgic because of the way the 80s and the 50s played together, like Back to the Future. There was that nostalgia for the 50s then, and we have that nostalgia for the 80s now. It's romantic, and it's naughty enough to feel like a forbidden after-school watch. You have Kelly Preston in here, full nude. So it goes there. You have Jonathan Silverman is in here. He does a great job, but Kelly Preston really shines as a Marilyn Monroe sort of stand-in. It's one of those drive-in ready VHS coming-of-age stories that hits the right 80s sweet spot. Mischief comes in at number 8. Now, at number 7, we have one that would never be made today. It's 1981's Private Lessons. And yeah, it could never get made today. But maybe some things are changing. Maybe people are going to get to where they don't take everything so seriously again. But this one is about a young teenage boy who becomes romantically entangled with the family's housekeeper, who is a good bit older than him and played by Sylvia Crystal, better known from the Emmanuelle series. It's steamy, super scandalous, but also weirdly kind of innocent at the same time. So what's fascinating is that Private Lessons basically kicked off the whole forbidden Tudor fantasy subgenre that also ran rampant in the 80s. That's why I picked it. We could have done others, but this one kind of started that, and it's a pure time capsule of that material, that mix of sort of softcore fantasy and innocent charm, coming of age stuff that mixed together in only the way that late night 80s cable and VHS mom and pop rentals could produce. Private Lessons from 1981 comes in at number 7. Now at number 6, we go back to 1983 for Risky Business. Man, before Top Gun, before The Firm, before Days of Thunder, Mission Impossible, all that kind of stuff, Tom Cruise became a star dancing in his underwear to Bob Seger. And Risky Business is not just a raunchy teen movie. This one's got class and punch to it. It is in the Criterion collection with a little feather in that 80s raunchy comedy app. It is clever. It's got a satire. Some would argue about capitalism, though I don't think it comes out in the way that they think. It's got teenage rebellion, greed, the drive to succeed, and learning to live life to its fullest. Because you have Cruise, who plays Joel, who is basically a good kid who is left home alone and accidentally turns his house into a high-end brothel for his high school friends. So it's sexy, it's stylish, but way smarter than it looks. It's one of the first sex comedies that actually had something to say in some ways. Oh, and it gave us the iconic image of Tom Cruise sliding in his socks and his underwear and all that stuff, dancing to Bob Seger, that's burned in to 80s pop culture forever. Yes, he had Ray-Bans on initially. Don't let anybody Mandela affect you right out of that. Risky Business from 1983 comes in at number 6. Now at number 5, we have 1984's Bachelor Party. And this is the movie that proved Tom Hanks could be wholesome and hilariously depraved at the same time. Bachelor Party is exactly what it sounds like. One night of chaos before a wedding, but this one escalates big time into pure 80s excess. We're talking donkeys, strippers, drugs, inflatable love dolls, flying out of hotel windows, all kinds of stuff. It is wild, it is stupid, and endlessly quotable and rewatchable, and that's kind of what makes it endure, because that and Tom Hanks bringing actual heart to the madness is absolutely awesome to watch. You're rooting for him even as everything burns down around him. It is the gold standard for party comedies, unfiltered and unrepeatable. It comes in at number 5. At number 4, we just squeak into the 80s with 1980's Murray guy. I'm a fan of both guys and the director of this film. You guys know we got some Ghostbusters at work here, but really you've got the one that launched the modern rock. So quotable. The soundtrack is banging as I'm all right. It's as much about breaking down social barriers as it is about making sense. Defined that sort of comedic tone to the decade that produced Yuppie. Behind this, that kind of brought it to you. Caddyshack is absolutely iconic. It comes in at number 4. Now at number 3 is one of my all-time favorite movies, regardless of genre, and it is my favorite John Hughes film. It's 1985's Weird Science. You have two horny boys living out their dream, teenagers who create the quote-unquote perfect woman using their computer and a little bit of 80s blue lightning and magic, and she turns out to be smarter, funnier, and more in control than either of them. John Hughes wrote this thing during his Breakfast Club 16 candle streak, but this time he cranked up the chaos. It's a sci-fi sex comedy and teen empowerment, coming of age, all wrapped in one 80s wish fulfillment fantasy. Kelly LeBrock as Lisa is an instant movie icon, and the movie's message that a lot of people find problematic today is really all about confidence, friendship, self-worth, and that learning that appearances and all this stuff outwardly doesn't make relationships and things what you want them to be, and it sneaks up on you between the blue lightning and the lingerie, and a lot of people today unfortunately miss it. Do not miss Weird Science. It is one of the raunchy comedies that not only defined the 80s, it defined the genre. It comes in at number 3. And at number 2, you knew this one had to be here. This one also has a home in the Criterion collection because these movies are that important. It's 1982's Fast Times at Ridgemont High. And this is the movie that for a lot of people defined teenage life for the early 80s. Some of us that became teenagers stuff a little later in that time period, it's a little bit different, but this still had a lot of those bones, and it's equal parts hilarious, honest, and very, very real. You've got mall culture in there. You got kids trying to find themselves, first awkward encounters, all of that, and it is pinned perfectly by Cameron Crowe. It's based on his screenplay. He actually went to high school briefly just to get the feel for this because he never went to high school. And it's based on his undercover high school reporting, and he nailed it. The awkward hookups, the stoner wisdom, the heartbreak behind it all in the mall food courts. Sean Penn Spicoli is one of cinema's iconic great slackers, and the pool scene with Phoebe Cates is literally etched into pop culture memory forever. It's funny, sexy, shockingly truthful. Honestly, in a lot of ways, it feels so real. And you have Amy Heckerling there doing the directing, and it's proof that raunchy comedy could also understand the characters and not just make them caricatures. It's not just one of the best comedies of the 80s, it's one of the best movies, period. Fast Times at Ridgemont High comes in at number 2. And at number 1, we're going to have some controversy, because I cannot separate these two films. And what I'm talking about is 1981's Porky's and 1984's Revenge of the Nerds. To me, they set alone at the top of the pantheon of just the iconic, legendary, raunchy sex comedies. And they're both from the 80s, and I don't know how you put one over the other. They're forever tied together. So I couldn't just pick one. These are the twin gods of 80s raunch. And Porky's kicked off the entire sort of teen sex comedy craze because it came earlier, and it takes place in 1950s Florida. Again, the 80s, 50s connection. And it's about a group of high school guys who are trying to lose their virginity. This is a common theme, and it plays like American Pie's dirtier grandpa. It's crude, hilarious, and surprisingly well-crafted by Bob Clark, the guy who made A Christmas Story. Talk about range. And then there's Revenge of the Nerds, which is the underdog anthem for outcasts and misfits whose good story, good message gets buried now under a lot of drama today. And it's about a group of socially awkward geeks that take on the jocks and the system and the entire Greek row with pranks, empowerment, and just enough scandal in this movie to make it legendary. Both movies tapped into the 80s energy of rebellion, identity, excess, sex, fun, all that stuff with a big side of freedom. Without Porky's and Revenge of the Nerds, there is no American Pie. There is no Superbad. There is no Road Trip. There is none of that. These movies built the modern comedy landscape. It's impossible to pick between the two of them. So here they are, sitting at the top, sharing a spot together at number 1. So there you have it, 10, 11, technically, movies that defined the wild, weird, and wonderful 80s and the raunchy comedies therein. They were outrageous, politically incorrect, unapologetic, and sometimes downright insane, and we loved them for it. They captured something Hollywood rarely thinks of or does today. It is freedom. And freedom to offend, freedom to experiment, and freedom to laugh at ourselves and everything rather than hide from it. So if you need a break from Hallmark marathons, holiday overload, horror films, or anything else, just grab yourself a 6-pack, pop in one of these, and take a trip back to when movies, particularly comedy, didn't apologize, it just partied. So if you enjoyed this, please like and subscribe. It really helps out the channel. If you'd like to support what we do here even more, you can take a trip down nostalgia lane by using the Patreon link below. You'll get your name and lights on every single video, behind the scenes looks at my filmmaking, and so much more, and everything goes back into the channel, and I really do appreciate it, because here at AV Pop Culture, we love movies, we love nostalgia, we love where we came from, and we're going to make sure none of you ever forget it. So until next time, be kind, rewind like always. This is Chase with AV Pop Culture, and I'll see you real soon. Bye-bye. Bye now.